Okay, welcome. So we'll do a practice that brings our asana and the pranayam, so that's the movements and postures, and our breath work all into one harmonious experience, trying to open up the major areas of bone in the body, the shoulders and hips, and just take a moment to notice where your nervous system is at right now. So a big part of this yoga as we start to unwind and down regulate is often sometimes the way we feel the most flexible and open is just by calming our nervous system, not necessarily the stretches of the physical. And so you just take a moment wherever you're coming from, whatever was happening in your day, just notice what do you feel like right now. Even myself, I'm just done a bunch of meetings, so I'm kind of settling in off of that as well. So I'm going to do this little experiment with you. And at the end, hopefully I'll remember, we'll take another note. How does our nervous system feel now? Yeah, exactly that. And so let's begin the process now. We're going to start to take an in breath through the nose and an out breath through the nose. Taking our attention to the tip of the nose. In breath through the nose. Out breath through the nose. Good. And just put one hand on your shoulder and just rest your hand like that. Even let the weight of the arm kind of pull. It will release the tension in the trap. Let's do an in breath through the nose and an out breath through the nose. One more. Good. See if that shoulder feels a little more relaxed. Now go ahead and put the other hand on the other shoulder. We'll do 2 breaths here. Just again, the weight, hold on with your fingertips and just let the weight of the arm release that trap muscle in and out. Lengthening the out breath, extending the exhale in and out. Good. Release that hand down. Just let your head drop over to one side. If you want, you can put that hand, whatever side you dropped your head to, put that hand on top of it. Try to relax the tension of the neck here as you inhale and exhale. Good. Let's go ahead and roll our head over to the other side. Let's come back to center. You're going to open your arms out, cactus arms, field goal post. And just gently lean your shoulder blades back. Lift your chin up. And just make a gentle, big sort of circular motion. Your hands come down by your side and you rest the back of your hands on your knees. Good. We're going to inhale, lift the hands up, and then open to that cactus arm. Lean back with your shoulder blades and skull. And then exhale, bring those hands down, back to the knees, palms up. Let's do that 2 more times, making a gentle circle with each arm. So it's like you're tracing an apple, apple's core, the size of the apple, nice and slow through here as you lean back, exhale, back to the hand, back to the knees. Inhale up and slightly out. Apple's core, top of the apple. Hold, and then exhale, sides of the apple, bottom of the apple. One long exhale. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, apple's core. Exhale, sides of the apple. Let it involve your spine. Move your spine. Inhale up and lean back. Good. Go ahead, put your left hand on your right knee and rotate your spine. Other side. Back to neutral. Good. All right. Let's just do one final breath. You're going to let your head be heavy. Try to make the back of your neck nice and long, and the shoulders are heavy. You're feeling a stretch in the back of the neck. Reach your hands behind you. Imagine that you're pushing against a wall behind you, gently. Breathe here. Focus on breathing low and focus on breathing low in your back. Slow, long exhales. Good. Let's come back up to neutral. All right, welcome everyone. Let's start actually in a standing posture at the front of the mat. If you have blocks, you'll bring those blocks to the front of your mat so that you have access to them. All right. Take a moment just to walk your feet out. Connect your feet to the earth. And as you connect your feet to the earth on this final time, feel that you've got 4 corners to your foot. And try to sink down through your bones of your foot, the heel, and the ball pads of the foot, and then the toe pads. You can feel this, almost the bones of the foot connecting with the earth. And gently just sort of bend your knees and straighten them very slowly. Just sort of noticing how the weight shifts. Just bend and straighten. We're going to use this posture, this work today to calm our nervous system, open our shoulders and hips. The key part about it is that we want to let the muscles feel supple, watery, and let the bones feel steady and strong. Just a couple more times, feeling the knee joint bending, the ankle joint bending, getting in touch with the bones of your legs. 2 more like that, just gentle. Connecting with the joints and the movement. Good. Now, open your arms up to the sky. You can touch your hands together as you reach back. Open the front of your spine and try to feel those shoulder blades moving back and down. Hips go a little bit forward. Good. Let's bring our hands to our thighs and just gently hinge the hip bones over the leg bones. Inhale, come back up. Let's join the hands, lift them up high. And just focus on the shoulder joints, pulling back, leaning back. Like there was a heavy ball in your hand and it was falling back behind you. And you kind of needed to lift up through your skeleton. So you didn't compress in your spine at all. You were lifting up through your skeleton, pulling those shoulders back. Good. Hands go down the legs. Let's come back up. Let's do one more like that. Join the hands, lift up, and pull the shoulder blades back. And this time you're going to turn your skull. You're going to look up and to your right, like you're staring at your right elbow crease. Keep doing the same exact action, getting a little bit of neck opener into this as well. Feeling the twist in the spine. Good. Come back. Let's go hands go down the legs. So we're going to do last round and the second side here. Good. Come back up. Lift up. You're going to stare up and back at the other elbow. Good, relax. All right, go ahead and step your feet about as wide as your yoga mat, and you can have the toes turn slightly out. Okay, so the toes are off the mat, and just the heels are on the mat. You're just gonna bend your knees, push your knees out towards the toes. Okay, it's like a little tiny horse stance. All right. Now from here, you're gonna bring your hands in front of the chest, palms point down. What you're gonna do is you're gonna pull your elbows and hands back at the same time. Elbows go back and the hands go back. You should squeeze the shoulder blades onto the back. Good, so we're gonna bring the hands back in, and as you bring the hands in, you're gonna bend your knees again. And then we're gonna inhale up and pull back. You can lift your gaze slightly. Bend your knees in, hands come in, bend. Like a mini squat, and then up and open. Squeeze your shoulder blades, elbows and hands back. Let's do that a couple more times. Bend. Exhale, open. Bend. Open. Bend. Open. A couple more. Keep using it. It's an energetic movement, but we really want to feel the muscles of the shoulders and bones, shoulder bones, and hip joints working here. Bend. Open. Okay, it's basically the same motion. What you're going to do now is you're going to push your hands in and push down with your hands. Open. In. Out. Couple more. Keep moving. In. Out. In. Out. And relax the hands down by your sides. Good, open. All right. You're going to step your right foot back about 3 feet. So a little shorter than normal. And you're actually going to bend both knees today, like you're on a giant skateboard. Both knees today. So the right foot is 90 degrees. The left foot is straight ahead. Both knees are going to be bent. You're going to grab and hold a ball in front of you, an imaginary ball. What we're going to do, that's the center of our circle, right in front of our heart. We're going to draw a circle with that ball. You're going to drop the circle down first, and then you're going to draw a big circle with that ball. You want to turn your spine with that circle. Let's do that circle again. So try to feel the rib cage rotating as you trace this circular shape. 2 more times. Knees are bent so your hips can rotate nice and smooth. We're going to do 4 more times the other direction. You want to feel that rib cage rotating on top of the spine as you move the shoulders. So there's a subtle energy happening, keeping our muscles relaxed, keeping our bones steady and structural. Good, bring the hands back up to center and stretch the arms out, warrior 2. Knees are still bent, just stretching the arms out, extending that prana out through the core lines. And step to the front of your mat, arms straight up in the air. And exhale, sit down into your chair pose. And as you sit down into your chair pose, pull your belly muscles back. Good, hands down by your sides. Okay, relax a second. Let those arms recuperate. Great. Now you're going to go ahead and step your left foot back about 3 feet so that both knees can be bent and the feet are at a 90-degree angle to each other. You're going to lift and put that ball out straight in front of you. And we're going to feel that the rib cage is just rotating on top of the spine. So we're going to drop the ball down and go trace your circles. Knees are nice and bent to keep the joints all moving. 2. One whole breath. 3, 4. Reverse the circle. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stretch the arms straight out, warrior 2 arms, but bent knee legs. Step to chair pose, arms straight up, knees bent, relaxing our muscles, letting our bones, the structure of our bones be in our awareness. And release, relax. Very good. You can do this next one either on the mat for a full downward dog, or you can do the wall dog, where what you'll do is you'll place your hands about chest height on the wall. Fingertips, and then the whole palm, even the heel of the hand, will be on the wall. You could just do this downward dog if you want. It's the same exact action. And you're gonna pull your hips back. The reason I'm inviting you to practice on the wall is so that you can emphasize the dropping of your ribs. So the shoulder blades, it's a little easier to bring those shoulder blades in and down your back, meaning towards your hips. The shoulder blades want to go in and down the back towards the hips. Tone your low belly muscles. Keep dropping the ribs. Good. Inhale, come back up. Let's get a little more into our lunge posture. So now you'll use a coffee table ledge, or you'll use your yoga blocks. You're gonna put your blocks on a high setting and near the front of the mat so you can put your hands straight on top of them. You're gonna go ahead and step your right foot back, and that right heel will be up in the air. So our hips point straight ahead. Bend your front knee over the front heel. Good, that's the right foot. There you go. Give your left foot. Good, left foot is in front. I'm mirroring. Perfect. Now push down through your feet and try to really reach back through your right heel. As you reach back through your right heel, extend your spine. Draw a straight line from your right heel all the way up through your crown. Try to lift that so your hands get a little lighter on the blocks. And breathe. Good. Now that you've got a really good structural space, try to just let the bones support the pose. Let the muscles only work as much as they need to. I noticed a big shift in my front hip. I did that. Excellent. Bend your back knee and step it to the front of your mat, and let's come all the way up. Deep exhale. You can exhale through the mouth if you want. Let's do our second side. So you're going to find those blocks again, and you'll step the left foot all the way back. Heel is up. Find the base, find the bones. You're going to root. Feel energy move through the core of your leg, out through the back heel. And as you do that, try to elongate your spine through the crown in a straight line from the back heel. Once you sort of got that established, this fullness, release the muscles as much as you can and just breathe and circulate the pose. Very good. Stay with it. Don't lose attention. Step forward. Inhale, come up. Good. Take a wide stance on your yoga mat with the feet parallel. Let's draw a circle with our pelvis. So you're going to circle with the pelvis. You can listen to how the hip bones are interacting with the legs right at the joint. Just being mindful and sensitive. Let's reverse that circle. Good. Stretch your arms out so your body looks like a big 5-pointed star. You can even wing your fingertips up a little bit. Now pull the shoulder blades onto the back. Squeeze your butt muscles a little bit. So you're toning your back body, maybe lifting your gaze slightly. Good. Now you're going to make a big rainbow shape with your left arm. Reaching your left arm up and then down the outer right leg as far as it wants to go. Inhale, come all the way back up, 5-pointed star. Reach your right arm up, rainbow, all the way over and then down the outer left leg as far as it wants to go. Inhale, back up, star. Again, left arm, rainbow. You're basically drawing a circle again. If you think about it, you're going down the leg. And then you're coming back up to complete the circle. Right arm. Back up. Good. Both arms up. Turn the palms up. If you can join your hands, great. Level 2, you're going to actually keep those arms extended and reach your whole body out in front. A little easier is to come back to wings, or most easy will be hips. Hands on the hips, and you're going to shift the weight to extend the spine forward. Hold it here. Use your core. Use your breath to keep yourself calm. And then when you're ready, you'll place your fingertips and hands on the floor or on blocks, releasing your spine the rest of the way. Walk your hands to the front of your mat and step both legs back, tabletop posture. Move your ribs up and down so that your shoulder blades squeeze together and your shoulder blades go apart. That's what you're focusing on right now. As you sink your ribs down, the shoulder blades go together. As you lift your ribs up, the shoulder blades go apart. Really practice back and forth, creating as much shoulder mobility as possible here. Keep going. Listen deeply. Good. Find neutral. Step your left foot back. But keep the left foot on the ground so you can still push through the left heel. Excellent. From here, you're gonna lift your leg straight up. So it's like your heel is trying to kick the ceiling. Perfect. And touch down. Let's do 3 more. 2, 3. You want to feel that muscle at the back of the hip. 4. And back down to tabletop. Put your right leg straight back, pushing through the heel. 1. Keep the core in. Don't open your hips yet. 2. Hips are square. 3. 4. Good. Tabletop. Left leg back. Same thing. Here we go. 1. Pushing through the heel. 2. 3. 4. Back down. Right leg back. Push through the heel. 1. 2. 3. 4. Good. Knees apart. You can sit back towards child's pose. Turn your palms up so your upper body and lower body look like a mirror to each other. Try to relax your muscles. Let the bone of the body support the pose. Tabletop. We're going to do the same thing, but now you'll turn the hips open, but the exact same alignment. Left leg back, pushing through the heel. I tuck my right toes so that you have a little more balance. So first you lift the leg, and then at the top you're going to turn, so you're lifting the pinky edge of the foot up. Leg is straight though, one cheek. Leg is straight, so the pinky edge of the foot though. Yes, you opened up your left hip, and then back down. Lift and open. Back down. Lift and open. Back down. Number 4. Good. Second side. Send your right leg straight back. Push through your heel. 4 rounds. You're going to open your hip as you lift. 1, 2, 3. Come back to the same neutral pose. 4. Good. Relax. Let's come down to lying on our belly. At first, if you're okay with it, rest your forehead on the mat without crushing your nose. If this is unsuitable to you, you can turn and rest on one cheek. Push the ground down with your hands and then push it forward so your body kind of, it's almost like feels like your body is sliding down your mat. You'll tuck your hips a little bit and lengthen your low back just a little bit. And you don't do it on purpose, you just do it because you've pushed down with your hands and forward. Now, extend your hands out in front, but not all the way, just fairly forward. Push your hands down and forward and lift up. So it's like cobra pose, except your hands are out in front of you. It's a baby cobra. Arms are straight though, want the elbows off the ground. Pushing the ground down and away. Now, let your head hang here like a bowling ball. This is very powerful. You can release the tension in the traps here. The shoulders are lifted, and the head is trying to find the floor. Note where your hands are placed and rest. Bring the hands a little closer to the body. You can go wider. And again, let your head literally be a bowl, not literally, figuratively be a bowling ball. And push down until your arms are up and you're in cobra. Release the neck as much as you can. And relax back down. Press yourself up and let's go all the way back to downward facing dog pose. Concentrate on sinking your ribs through your shoulder blades and moving your shoulder blade tips towards your hips. Breathe. Good. Walk your feet forward with the hands back. And then inhale, come up, mountain pose. Step your left foot to the left edge of your mat. Step your right foot to the right edge of the mat. So the foot is on a 45-degree angle and the toes touch the mat edge. Bend your front knee over the heel. Solidify. This should be a warrior one stance. Our hips are sort of turning toward the front, maybe not all the way there. Now bring your belly muscles in and put your hands out in front. Slowly, like you're lifting up the sun. Bring your arms overhead without arching your spine. Breathe mindfully. Sink down through the soles of the feet. Stay with it. So you can get your back leg straight for this one. Good. Straighten both legs and keep your hands out and just see how far you can reach your body and hands out with your body feeling very comfortable. We're not straining our back or our spine in any way. Just see how far you can extend out. Toning your core, listening to your hip joints. Good. Inhale back up and step out of the pose. Great job. Take a moment, turn your palms forward, rest your shoulders here. Relax your muscles over the bones. Good. Place the right edge of the foot on the right edge of the mat. Step the left toes to cover the left edge of the mat, with your heel slightly behind your toes. Bend your front knee over the heel. The hips are turning to the front, the shoulders may square to the front. Palm touches palm, out in front of you. Pull your belly muscles in as you lift your arms to the sky without arching your spine. Breathe in your warrior one. Straighten the front leg. It's same idea. Keep the hands out today and see how far you can extend, hinging at your hips, keeping your whole apparatus integrated. Inhale back up and step out of the pose. Rest your limbs. Good. Let's practice the tree pose. If you'd like to use the wall, go right ahead. You're going to put your right foot down and your left foot up into the thigh or calf for tree pose. We want to focus on some alignment of the legs, so no worries about using the hand on a wall, because we're emphasizing more of the hips rather than the balancing. So what you're going to first do is push your lifted foot against the standing leg. Just by pushing, notice how it opens the knee. Keep that pressure, emphasizing the heel. We just don't want to put direct pressure on the knee, allegedly. I don't know for sure, I've never tried. I just do what I'm told. They say you don't put pressure on the knee. I've also heard it doesn't matter. So you just choose, sign the waiver. Don't waver or wobble. A good bit of banter. Okay, now extend your shoulders out. Keep putting pressure with the foot against the thigh and trying to open the knee without overly twisting your hips. Squeeze your butt muscles in. Send your tailbone down. Pull the belly muscles in and up. And relax. Okay, you can use the wall if you'd like. You're going to shift your weight into your left foot so that you can bring up your right foot into the calf or thigh. Once you have the basic shape, push strongly through the heel, but really the whole foot. Just that pushing should start to allow that lifted knee to open without just turning our hips. Good, arms down on an angle. Squeeze the butt muscles. And push the tailbone down through the heel, standing heel. Pull the belly muscles in and up. And release. Good. Now let's open our stance. So the left foot will be down and the right foot will be back. You'll take a 90-degree angle with the toes. Bend the front knee over the heel. Or your two arms. go ahead and straighten our front leg. Push down through the joints from your hips. Squeeze the butt muscles and push down through the four corners of the foot. Good. Slide your left hand down the left leg, any amount you choose. Squeeze the butt muscles into the tailbone. Push the tailbone down through your back heel. And look at your right palm as you start to lift it higher and higher. Inhale, back up. And step out of your posture. Good work. Stand in a neutral shape for a moment and just feel. The hips and shoulders should be opening up. The inner thighs should have opened up. Shoulders should be farther away from your ears than when you started. Perhaps your nervous system already feels calmer, and you can notice that. All right. Right foot covers the right edge of the mat. Left foot steps back, 90-degree angle with the toes on the edge of the mat. You're in this wide stance. You're going to bend your front knee in warrior two for a moment. Straighten the front leg. And send the right hand down the front leg, any amount. Squeeze the butt muscles in. And push your tailbone down through your back heel. Look at your left palm, and as you look at your left palm, lift it to its highest point that's sustainable for the pose. Where the skeleton can still be vibrant and expansive. The muscles don't overwork. Inhale back up and step out of your pose. Good. You're going to join your hands behind your back. If that feels too tight for you, you're going to use a rope or a strap. Even use a stick. I've got this stick here. I'm going to hold the stick apart. It's like just like using the rope. It serves the same function. This is like for an umbrella. And you're going to pull the arms back away from your hips. Breathing. Keep your belly muscles in. Squeeze the shoulder blades in. And now bow forward, lifting the hands higher. Inhale back up. Good. Move your neck around a little bit. See if it's opened up any tension patterns. Okay, now however you were holding your hands, you're going to change the patterns. If you're holding a strap, you're going to flip your hands. So you can see the first time I had my knuckles away from me. Now I have the fingertips away from me. If you've bound your hands with if you're just holding your hands, right? You're just holding your hands. The first time, whatever you had, if you had the hands touching, good. If you didn't have the hand, now they'll separate them. If you had them separated, now you'll keep them touching. So you just get a little bit different shoulder relationship. Here we go. Pull back. Keep your arms straight. Pull your belly muscles in and pull your shoulder blades in. Keep the effort, but keep it sustainable so that you can breathe. That's how you know if you have a steady breath, then the pose is sustaining. Okay, when you're ready, you're going to hinge and bow. Take several breaths to get to your edge. Inhale back up. Very good. Let's come down to kneeling and then tabletop. Take your left leg forward, the knee, and pull the left foot across to the right. Scoot your right knee back until you feel a stretch in your left glute muscle. That's the butt, the outer hip. Pause there. Breathe. Pull your belly muscles in and squeeze your glutes in together as one working unit. This should align your skeleton a little more. Now you can take the knee wider, the front one, and walk the back knee back more. Do it again. Squeeze the belly muscles in and the butt muscles in. You can maybe take the front knee wider and the back knee back. You can stay here or lower down to your forearms. Breathe. Press down through your forearms and tuck your back toes. Lift your back leg and step back to forearm plank. Keeping your belly muscles lifting up into your lower back. Good. Drop the knees and pelvis into the mat. You can do Sphinx pose or just rest. Let's go back to tabletop. Send your right knee forward, and then the foot goes slightly across. Scoot the left foot knee back a little. And now we work our cues. Draw the belly muscles in as you squeeze the glute muscles in. As you do this, you can widen the front knee and walk the back knee back. And then do it again. Belly in, glutes in. Deepen the stance. One more time. Good. You can stay with the arms supporting you or lower down to forearms. Breathe. Let your skeleton be aligned in the energy of the pose, pigeon pose. Stay with it. Don't lose your focus. Tuck the back toes and lift the legs. You could step the other leg back, forearm plank. Keep the belly muscles lifting into the spine. You can do this on your knees. And then drop knees and pelvis all the way down or into Sphinx pose. From right where you are, just roll over so your head will be pointing in the same direction it is. You're just going to roll over onto your backs. Bring your hands down by your hips and place your feet flat on the floor. Turn your palms so your palms face each other. So the pinky edge of your hand is on the floor, like you're karate chopping the floor. Now push the karate chop, push your shoulders, push your arms into the floor as you lift up your hips. Keep the pinky edge down on the mat. And stretch. So it push with your feet so it sends the shoulder blades away from the neck and ears. Breathe here. Don't overwork, but if it's possible, when you lower down, see if you can step your feet in so your fingertips can touch your heels or your Achilles heel. Keep that, maybe just a gentle touch, and lift your hips up again, pushing the fingertip into the Achilles heel. If you have the mobility, you might be able to even hold your ankles with your hands. Breathe. Shoulder blades away from the ears. Squeeze your glutes. Send your tail towards your knees to lift up and lower down. Breathe in the rest shape. One more time. Press the pinky edge and the whole arm down, reaching towards the heels. Then squeeze your butt muscles as you lift up into bridge. Breathe. Your fingers don't have to touch your leg, just energetically. That's what you're reaching for, to help release the shoulder blades off the neck. Lower down. You can support your head with a pillow and scoot the soles of the feet to touch each other as you let the knees fall open. Keep that and slowly peel your upper spine off the mat by sending your forehead up, and you're trying to stare through at your big toes. So you've curled your spine, engaging the abdomen. If you can, you're going to squeeze your feet and try to lift your feet 6 inches off the ground, engaging your lower abdomen. Breathe. Keep your low back on the mat. And lower back down. Bring the right knee over to the left knee and roll onto your side. Press up to a comfortable seat and then stick your legs out in a V shape. Let your shoulders and head grow heavy. You could, if you wish, put something under your hips. Walk your hands so that you're splitting the right knee, one hand on either side. Take your left hand against the inner leg. Keep your left sit bone anchored and slide the left hand down the inner leg, any amount. Come back and split either hand on the left knee. Put the right hand on the inner leg. With your right sit bone down, slide the hand any further. Come back. Turn the feet out and pull the heels together, or the feet together. You can hold the ankles. You can pull the ankles closer to the body and hold the toes. Squeeze the belly muscles in and squeeze the glutes in. Let your head grow heavy. Good. Put the legs out and slowly lie on your back. Again, you can have a little pillow to support your head here. This will have some detailed instructions to help open the hips a little further. You're going to bend your knees and actually put your feet and knees together so you're in a narrow stance. Yes, hopefully your knees can touch. Okay, listen carefully. Everything stays the same, but you're just going to extend your left leg straight so your knees are still touching. Yeah, left leg should be up in the air. Yep, but the knees are touching. Good. Now look at your foot and draw the toes toward the hips so you feel the muscles above your knee engage. Maybe you can work the pinky side a little more than the big toe side. It should be a little tight, a little crampy almost in that big muscle, the quadricep above your knee, because you're drawing the toes back and pushing the heel out. Keep it, hold it. Cramping's okay here. We actually want it to happen in this pose. Pull your belly muscles in so your low back is flat on the mat. And now lift your left leg away so it's coming closer to your body and it's left the other knee. Any amount. Back on the floor. Your low back is on the floor. Keep breathing. Stay with it, friends. No, legs still in the air. Keep working. And now lower that leg so that your leg is just 2 inches off the ground. And then bend the knee back to starting. Good. Extend your right leg. The knees are touching. Good. Focus on drawing the toes back towards your hip and pushing the heel away. So the muscle above your knee, the quadricep, fires. It might even cramp a little. Keep doing it. Stay right there. Just focus your mind. We have a couple more seconds here. Keep focusing. Maybe the pinky edge of the foot needs to draw back more. Okay, now if you want, slowly draw that leg away and toward the body more, away from the knee, separating the knees. That's it, closer. It's all right if it cramps a little bit. Don't freak out. Stay in the experience. Don't overdo it. Okay, lower down to hover. And then back to neutral. Relax the legs completely. Shake your toes out. Make windshield wipers with your toes. One more round. Feet flat on the floor. Knees and ankles touch. Let's do the other side first. So you're going to lift your right leg straight. Knees are touching. Flex the toes, especially the pinky edge. So the quadricep, the muscle above the knee, fires, maybe even cramps. You got to stay with it for about 30 seconds to a minute. Still breathing. You can push with your left foot and squeeze your belly muscles in so that your low back is flat on the earth. All right, now slowly draw that leg closer to the torso. It's still straight, it's still extending and flexing. Don't lose your focus. Hover and release. Left leg. Flex, engage the toes. Concentrate your mind. Draw the leg toward the body. Cover and release. Relax your legs and shake them out. Try to keep the muscles completely relaxed now. Take your right knee up and twist to your left. Try to keep the right shoulder on the mat if you can. Change sides. Back up. Stretch your legs out, but squeeze them together. Squeeze your arms against your body. Squeeze your legs together and squeeze your arms against your body and scrunch your face. Pucker your lips, scrunch your brow. Take a deep breath in. And as you take a long, slow breath out, release all the effort, all the squeezing. Even in your thumbs. Take any additional space or movement that works for your body so that you can rest. Stretch your body and take a comfortable seat. Notice the quality of your nervous system, your mood, like at the beginning of class. Perhaps things are a little different now. Namaste.